What would happen next? Would Aminat's jealousy cause more trouble, or would Kaka and Zarat overcome the challenges they faced? The day after the cloth went missing, Aminat's jealousy grew even stronger. She watched from the shadows as Kaka and Zarat walked together, noticing how they were always smiling and encouraging each other. It made her more determined to cause trouble. As Kaka and Zarat walked on the dam, Aminat started spreading rumors. She told people, Kaka is just pretending to help the village. He's really only interested in Zarat. Some of the villagers began to whisper and doubt Kaka's intentions. One evening, while Kaka and Zarat were building the dam, Aminat went to the village chief, Tao. Tao, you should be careful, she said. Kaka is not the hero everyone thinks he is. He's using this project to impress Zarat. Tao looked surprised. Kaka has been working hard for the village. Are you sure about this? Aminat nodded. Yes, I've seen how he tries to show off in front of Zarat. Tao was unsure but decided to keep an eye on things. He watched Kaka and Zarat more closely, which made Kaka nervous. He knew he was doing his best but now felt like he was under a watchful eye. As the days went by, Aminat kept trying to stir up trouble. She took more little actions to upset Kaka and Zarat's friendship. One day, she snuck into the storage shed where Kaka and Zarat kept their tools and hid some of them. When Kaka and Zarat came to work, they couldn't find the tools they needed. Where are the hammers and ropes? Zarat asked. Kaka looked around and said, I don't know. They were here yesterday. They searched everywhere but couldn't find the tools. The villagers were worried that the dam wouldn't be finished on time. Aminat watched from afar, a smug look on her face. Later that day, Aminat went to Kaka and Zarat and said, I heard that the tools went missing. Maybe someone is trying to stop you from finishing the dam. Kaka looked at her and said, that's not helpful. We need to find the tools, not blame people. Aminat shrugged. I'm just saying, it could be anyone. Zarat was upset but didn't let it show. We will find a way, she said. Kaka and Zarat worked extra hard to find the missing tools. They eventually found them hidden behind some barrels. But the time they lost made it hard to keep up with the dam's construction. Aminat wasn't done yet. She started rumors about Zarat too, saying, Zarat is just using Kaka to look good. She doesn't really care about him. Some of the villagers began to believe these stories. They started to give Zarat cold looks and whispered behind her back. Zarat was hurt but tried to ignore it. One day, as they were walking, Aminat tried to make things worse. She went to Kaka and said, are you sure you can finish this project? You seem to be struggling. Kaka took a deep breath. I am doing my best for the village. I hope that's enough. Aminat smirked. Well, if you fail, at least Zarat will have someone else to blame. Kaka tried to stay focused, but Aminat's words stung. He worked even harder, hoping to prove her wrong. Zarat noticed Kaka's struggle and tried to help. Don't let her get to you, she said. You are doing great. Kaka smiled at Zarat's encouragement. Thank you. We will finish this. But Aminat wasn't finished yet. She decided to do something more serious. She went to the riverbank and tried to loosen some of the stones that held the dam in place. She hoped that if the stones shifted, the dam might break. One evening, as the sun was setting, Kaka and Zarat were at the river checking their work. Kaka noticed that the water levels were rising more than usual. The dam might be in trouble, he said. Zarat was worried. Let's check the stones and see if anything is wrong. They carefully examined the dam and found that some stones were loose. Kaka worked hard to fix them, but it was a difficult task. The floodwaters kept rising, and the dam was in danger of breaking. As they walked, Aminat watched from a hidden spot, hoping that Kaka would fail. She wanted to see Zarat upset and angry, and she was ready to see the dam collapse. Kaka and Zarat kept working, determined to fix the problem. They needed to finish their work before the river broke through the dam. If they failed, the village would be in serious trouble. Would Kaka and Zarat be able to fix the dam in time, or would Aminat's plan succeed? The tension grew as the water continued to rise, and the villagers waited anxiously to see what would happen next. Kaka and Zarat worked tirelessly through the night. The villagers watched anxiously from a distance, praying that the dam would hold. The river roared, and the water levels kept rising, but Kaka's determination was unwavering. As dawn approached, Kaka finally managed to secure the last stone. The dam held firm, and the water levels began to stabilize. Exhausted but relieved, Kaka and Zarat sat down to rest. The villagers, who had been watching in suspense, erupted into cheers. They rushed to the riverbank to thank Kaka and Zarat for saving the village. Even Tao, the village chief, was impressed. "Kaka, you did it!" Tao exclaimed. "You have saved our village. We owe you a great debt." Kaka, still catching his breath, managed a tired smile. "I just did what needed to be done. Thank you, Zarat, for believing in me." Zarat beamed. "I always knew you could do it, Kaka." As the villagers celebrated, Aminat watched from a distance, her jealousy burning inside her. She couldn't believe that Kaka had succeeded and that everyone was praising him. She felt even more bitter and resentful. Over the next few days, the villagers began to treat Kaka with more respect. They saw him as a hero who had saved them from the flood. People started to come to him for help with various tasks, and Kaka was happy to assist. He felt proud and valued for the first time in his life. One evening, as the village gathered to celebrate the completion of the dam, Tao stood up and called for silence. "Tonight, we celebrate Kaka and Zarat for their bravery and hard work. Kaka, you have shown us all that you are a true hero. We are proud to have you in our village." The villagers cheered and clapped. Kaka felt a warmth in his heart that he had never felt before. He looked at Zarat and smiled. "Thank you for always believing in me," he whispered. Zarat squeezed his hand. "You deserve this, Kaka." But even as Kaka enjoyed his newfound respect, Aminat's jealousy grew. She couldn't stand seeing Kaka being praised and admired. She decided to take more drastic measures to bring him down. One day, Aminat went to the village market and started spreading more rumors. "Kaka is only helping because he wants to impress Zarat," she said to anyone who would listen. "He's not really interested in the village." Some villagers listened, but many had already seen Kaka's true character and ignored her. Frustrated, Aminat decided to confront Kaka directly. She found him working on repairing a fence for an elderly villager. "Kaka," she said sharply, "I know what you're doing. You're just trying to look good in front of Zarat." Kaka looked at her calmly. "Aminat, I'm helping because it's the right thing to do. Zarat believes in me, and so do the villagers." Aminat sneered. "You'll never be more than the big, clumsy boy everyone laughs at." Kaka didn't let her words get to him. "People can change, Aminat. You can keep trying to bring me down, but I will keep doing my best for the village." Aminat stormed off, more determined than ever to ruin Kaka's newfound respect. She plotted and planned, looking for any opportunity to make him fail. Despite Aminat's efforts, Kaka continued to prove himself. He helped rebuild homes, fix broken carts, and even taught the village children how to read and write. The villagers admired him more each day. One evening, as the sun set over the village, Tao called for another meeting. "We have all seen the changes in Kaka. He has shown great strength, kindness, and dedication. I propose that we give Kaka a special role in our village, as a leader and protector." The villagers agreed, cheering and clapping. Kaka was overwhelmed with gratitude. Thank you, everyone. I will do my best to continue serving our village. As Kaka stood there, surrounded by the villagers' cheers and support, he felt a deep sense of belonging. But he knew that his journey was not over. There would be more challenges ahead, and Aminat's jealousy still loomed like a dark cloud. Would Kaka be able to keep his new role and continue to prove himself, or would Aminat's schemes finally succeed? The future held many uncertainties, but Kaka was ready to face them with courage and determination. Despite Aminat's continued attempts to sabotage Kaka, the villagers' faith in him only grew stronger. They saw his dedication and kindness firsthand and knew that he was genuinely committed to their well-being. One day, a severe storm hit the village. Trees were uprooted, and houses were damaged. The villagers were scared and unsure of what to do. Kaka immediately took charge, organizing everyone to ensure their safety. He led efforts to repair homes, clear fallen trees, and provide food and water to those in need. Throughout the storm and its aftermath, Zarat was by Kaka's side, supporting him and encouraging others to help. Together, they inspired the villagers to work as a team and overcome the challenges they faced. Aminat, seeing how the villagers rallied around Kaka and Zarat, began to realize the error of her ways. She saw how much good they were doing for the village and felt ashamed of her jealousy and actions. One evening, after the storm had passed and the village had returned to normal, Aminat approached Kaka and Zarat. "I want to apologize," she said quietly. "I was wrong about you, Kaka. You have shown true strength and kindness. I'm sorry for everything I did to hurt you." Kaka smiled warmly. "Thank you, Aminat. It takes courage to admit when we are wrong. Let's work together to make our village even better." Aminat nodded, grateful for Kaka's forgiveness. She promised to change and be more supportive of Kaka and Zarat. As time passed, Kaka continued to excel in his new role as a leader and protector of the village. The villagers respected and admired him, and he felt a deep sense of pride and fulfillment. One beautiful day, under the shade of the big tree where their friendship began, Kaka and Zarat sat together. Zarat looked at Kaka and said, "Kaka, you have become a true hero. I'm so proud of you." Kaka smiled and took her hand. "I couldn't have done it without you, Zarat. Your belief in me gave me the strength to keep going." Zarat's eyes sparkled. "Kaka, I want to be with you forever. Will you marry me?" Kaka's heart swelled with happiness. "Yes, Zarat. I would be honored to marry you." The news of Kaka and Zarat's engagement spread quickly through the village, and everyone was overjoyed. They celebrated with music, dancing, and a feast to honor the couple. On their wedding day, the entire village gathered to witness the union of Kaka and Zarat. It was a day filled with love, laughter, and joy. Kaka, once mocked and ridiculed, stood tall and proud, surrounded by the love and support of his friends and family. As they exchanged vows, Zarat looked into Kaka's eyes and said, "Together, we can overcome any challenge. I love you, Kaka." Kaka held her hands and replied, "I love you too, Zarat. With you by my side, I am complete." From that day on, Kaka and Zarat lived happily together, continuing to serve and protect their village. They built a life filled with love, respect, and kindness, inspiring everyone around them. And so, Kaka's journey from ridicule to respect ended with a heart full of happiness and a future bright with possibilities.